So you guys been wanting me to change the theme song sound quality, but I'm gonna keep the same song. So here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Just how she plays them, and she does that. She does it with the cat. Does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. Hopefully that fixed the audio. Crazy Cat does not own any of these pictures or books or pictures. I use them under fair use for educational purposes, so the people who watch them learn a little bit something when they do it. Hopefully that fixed the audio. I only did all those years ago. No, I don't want to do this. Stupid! I'm scared of this thing. Please move it. Alright, hi everyone, Martha here. And we got ourselves a picture that might have to do with our next DLC update. You remember, at the end of the Story of Vale Part 2, we had a little preview for the next one where we had a picture that showed the Snuggly Duckling and a poster of Flynn, and then a horse that a lot of people think is Maximin. But remember, it could be any horse. It could be Colleen. It could be Con or Philippe. Any of the horses from Disney. I think people are think it's Maximus because since it showed things from Tangled in it. So anyway, looks like we have found the name of it and somebody that took a picture of it. Let's see what this says. So it says, it's a little blurry. I'll do the best I can to read it. Disney Dreamlight Valley Wisp Bloom Ranch. Travel to a new world with captured treasure tales to unread beloved Disney and stories. So it's saying like a ranch makes sense since we did see a horse shadow. So most likely we're gonna be able to see horses in this version, maybe this like mounts. So that's our only hint to it. We'll find out if there's any more hints to it. I don't know if I'm gonna have this with my book, because I'm almost finished with reading my Percy Jackson book, but we'll see, unless there's some more news to have with this. So I think we're good. Hi, Real Martha here. So today I am reviewing Percy Jackson and the Greek Gods stories. And this is here's a picture of when Percy is turns the sea monster into a statue. I'm gonna show you guys the pictures of here so you can see them and the way they're on here. So, because we got a bunch of stories in here we have to talk about, and I want to make sure you guys can see pictures of them in case I can't find. Okay, so the stories that we're going to talk about here, I'm going to head over to the table of contents, because this book does have them. That's one thing I like about Percy Jackson, that it's one of the few stories out there that still has this, even since it was something that Ranjan does. So here's the chapters' names. Pegasus wants a hug. Psyche. Ninja as a box of beauty cream. Polita falls his driver's ed. This invites the Amazon for a free shipping. This invites pretty much everyone else. Theseus slays the mighty. Oh look, it's a bunny rabbit. Atlantis versus 3 pieces of fruit. the ultimate death match. Whatever it is, biologists didn't do it. Psyche punches a lion, or Orpheus takes solo. Then we got Hercules does 12 stupid things. Jason finds a rug that really ties a kingdom together. So basically, it doesn't have Troy or Orpheus's story in here, but it doesn't have that, what's that one girl's name? The one, the box, Pandora's box doesn't have that one, but it has a lot of other ones in here too, and there's also Daedalus in here too. So yeah, I think I did not say his name right. So yeah, told you, like, did not know a lot of these stories. There was a couple in here I did not know about before. Like, I didn't know about Psyche or the one that has to do with the driver's ed one. And I did know about most of the other ones, but I did not know details about those ones. So that's what I liked about it, was learning about all these different heroes. And I kind of do want them to do a part 2 on it to me out, because since they didn't cover a lot, since there was a couple of stories they didn't cover. But adding like a bunch of jokes of Percy's stuff. Which I think I kind of like about these. Sometimes he just gives him the same personality as him, and not every single one of these characters have the same personality as Percy. Some of them should have their own personality, but it's like I like hearing a lot of these jokes of theirs. He does about them, and all, like, each of them has their own joke about stuff, whatever topic he's talking about. So I'm gonna give you like a brief summary about each one, because really there's like too many of them to tell you guys everything that happens in them. So the first one is about Perseus and his fight with Medusa, and him saving the city from the sea monster. And then we got technically one of the first versions of Beauty and the Beast, except for the Greek version, which is Psyche falls in love with Eros. If you don't remember, that is Cupid. And then we have one of the sun god's kids that is not. This is not Apollo I'm talking about. This is the other sun god. Well, the sun titan, Helios' son, who was in charge of the sun before. And this is technically how Apollo gets in charge of it, because he left his son drive it when he really shouldn't have, because his son pretty much begged him to do it. And it's kind of like their version of how Africa became a desert. They blame this on them, on this guy. And then we have how the Amazons became the Amazons. And this story stays a lot more true to it, because a lot of people make the Amazons and the huntresses very similar when they're not. Because like you watch Wonder Woman, you notice that they don't allow men on their island, which is not entirely true. They just can't stay there to live. And then we have Daedalus, which is the guy who built them Labyrinth, and was the dad of the guy who flew too close to the sun. I forgot. Icarus. We hear that story too, which technically this is I don't know how many. I've heard this story ever since I watched that cartoon of Hercules. It's just like the third time I heard it, because it also mentions in one of the books. I think it's the third book. Well, at least he actually tells like his own version of it. And then we have Theseus' version of it, because it takes place afterwards. Because even during Daedalus' story, he like says, then Theseus beats the Minotaur, which we'll get there with the next story. I think it like tells us the order of events, because it tells you since that tell you, because every single one of these heroes take places at their own times. They're not all at once. Like some people think they're all at once. They're not, because not everybody knows that Percy is Hercules' grandfather, which is really gross if you think about it. And then we have the story about the death match with one of the story, but with one of a princess who wants to like be able to be wild, but and not have to be a princess. But she ends up punching like a lion, stuff like that. And then we have one of the story, but Beljanus, who is actually the one who owned Pegasus, not Hercules or Perseus. This is the one who owned Pegasus, and yet he does not have his own movie. Yet those two do. I really wish they'd make him movies so people stop thinking that Pegasus belongs to those guys, but it doesn't. And then we have Orpheus' story, the one who has to go and get down and save his try to save his wife from being in Hades, but he can't do it because he looks back when he's not supposed to. Then we learn about Hercules' 12 labors. Then we learn about Jason getting the golden fleece, and that was the last one. And you find out that Hercules was in it, and so was Orpheus. So, yep, I think it's a good book. As usual, I'm going to read the last page to you guys. Okay, where's afterwards? Dude, what time is it? I'm late for our monthly Arco 2 reunion. I am so dead. Writing this book took so longer than I expected, but I hope it was worth it for you. Maybe it will save your life, and at least you lay out your opinion. Painfully interested in ways to die. I hope that my lifetime spicy pizza and blue jelly beans are start soon. I'm starving. After reading all this, you still are determined to be a hero beyond your hopes. Then again, I am beyond hope. There are most of my friends, I guess. Welcome to the club. Keep your sword sharp, guys. Eyes open, and what if you're interested in visiting an Oracle of Delphi? Well then, have a nice day. Peace from Manhattan, Percy Jackson. So I do like this book. I think it's a great way for kids to get into Greek mythology without like learning about all the bad stuff in it, but still learning about the bad stuff in it. Because it's not too it doesn't shy away from the sad endings that most of these guys get. Like only like two of them really get happy endings. The rest of them end up being they end up saving a day, but eventually that they let their heroics get to their heads, or they just don't listen to what the oracles usually says about them, and just does it's bad anyway. So yeah, or usually don't like heed people's warnings, because how many times that people have been warned in life. But sometimes I think that some of these heroes are like jerks, like Theseus. So they kind of deserve it. So yeah. So that's one. So the next book I'm probably gonna read, because I was gonna read the next Warriors book, because that one's not out yet. So I'm probably end up reading the Odyssey next. So yeah, we'll see how that is. So see you guys later. So like 80%, like 80-ish people, you guys are not subscribed to my videos that watch my stuff, so it doesn't cost anything. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.